All right, well, good morning. Welcome, everybody. What an amazing day, right? It's amazing because the weather, it's amazing because you're all here. I'm Cindy Steinhauser. I have the true honor to serve as one of the Deputy City Administrators for the City of Rochester, and I'm a proud member of the city team and the local partner team that's helping to bring Link Rapid Transit to Rochester a reality. Today is a really important milestone for this project and for Rochester, and we want to extend a sincere appreciation to all of you for joining us today in celebration, not only of Link BRT, but of this incredible collaboration and partnership that this project represents. It's now my honor to welcome and introduce the Federal Transit Administration Deputy Administrator, Veronica Vanderpool. And what an amazing woman. I had the privilege to chat with her on our tour this morning. Deputy Administrator Vanderpool currently leads the agency, helping advance the goals of the Biden-Harris administration related to equity, climate, innovation, safety, and workforce development. Among other initiatives, she created FTA's first data office, a new business line in the agency dedicated to data analysis, governance, and communication. Vanderpool came to the FTA from Delaware Transit Corporation, where she served as the agency's first Chief Innovation Officer. Her previous roles include being the Deputy Director of the National Vision Zero Network, Executive Director of New York City-based Tri-State Transportation Campaign, and board member of the New York Metropolitan Transit Authority, serving all of New York, including her home in the Bronx. Please join me in welcoming Deputy Administrator Vanderpool.
Good morning. It is so nice to see all of you here today on this beautiful sunny day in Rochester. We arrived yesterday evening into Minneapolis, and it was pouring rain. Rain, I understand, is much needed. So we didn't mind while we were driving, and we also saw an amazing lightning show for the entire 90-minute drive. So what a lovely way to experience this beautiful state. I have been here quite a few times, but this is my first time beyond the Twin Cities, so it is really exciting for me to celebrate with you all this city's largest public infrastructure project. Really, really exciting for us. And of course, the first bus rapid transit project outside of the Twin Cities. So again, a huge delight for us. I want to thank Deputy City Administrator Cindy Steinhauser, for one deputy to another. You and your team are stellar, and we want to applaud your vision and your championship for public transportation. And I certainly want to begin with other acknowledgments of Senator Tina Smith and Senator Amy Klobuchar. As it is important to say every time we are in our communities throughout the United States, we cannot do this work without our federal partners. And it's not just a vote in support of increased funding through the bipartisan infrastructure law. It is the steady and consistent advocacy in support of public transportation that you all receive from your federal delegation, and we have the privilege of working with. And I want to acknowledge Mayor Kim Norton. We had an opportunity we had an opportunity to talk a great deal while we were enjoying a bus tour, in fact, of the alignment right before this event. You all have an amazing mayor who's very dedicated to issues of sustainability and equity and accessibility, but you all know that better than I do. And then lastly, I want to round out my thank yous to Doug and Patrick. Doug of the Mayo Clinic and Patrick of the Destination Medical Center. Very important partners in this work. In fact, I want to coin or share something that was coined by Council President Carlton, who said, this project in the city of Rochester is about PPP. People, planning, and partnerships. And those kinds of partnerships that you're seeing with Mayo are incredibly important, and I want to applaud and acknowledge that. And then lastly, my thank yous, and then I'll get on to substantive, comments about the project itself. I want to thank Kelly Brookins. Kelly is our regional administrator for this region. The Federal Transit Administration, based in DC, has 10 regional offices across the United States, and Kelly and her team lead this region and work very closely with project sponsors, cities, transit agencies, state departments of transportation to make sure that you are competitively and successfully winning these federal dollars. So thank you, Kelly, for your support here. So we are all here today to celebrate the Federal Transit Administration's support for the Link Bus Rapid Transit Line. And this is a transformational project. And again, as I noted, it's the city's largest public infrastructure project. And we are here today to announce our nearly $85 million investment in this project. That is 59% of the project cost, and we're very delighted to be one of the biggest funding partners of this project. The link is indeed well named. By linking people with downtown, government offices, and one of the nation and globe's premier medical centers, the Mayo Clinic, the new bus rapid transit service will provide fast, frequent connections for everyone who lives, works, and visits Rochester. So on the tour this morning, we had heard that there's going to be 5-minute headways. Headways is transit speak for intervals between the next bus. So that means that you may not even need to look at a schedule. You can just show up at your transit stop, at your bus station, and expect the next bus to come in short time. And that is a game changer and a life transformational experience in transit for those people who are using it and relying on it. We already know this bus rapid transit line is going to reduce the need for parking. And in fact, on that tour that I referenced, I was telling Senator Klobuchar that I added all this new content to my remarks because I learned all this new data, right? We heard Cindy talk about the data that I love, right? The new data office at FTA. But what I heard is that there is less than a 1-to-1 parking ratio along the corridor because of all the transit service that is planned to come and that currently exists. And in fact, 8 city blocks are spared from being devoted to parking because of this new bus rapid transit service. So you also know that this bus rapid transit line is going to alleviate traffic congestion. And with the additional population increase you all are expecting, and the new employees and the new residents, reducing the need for, or improving traffic congestion, of course, is a big priority. This BRT is going to position the city for sustainable growth because it's spurring new housing. And they know that this city has a significant commitment and dedicated commitment to public housing. Housing that's affordable, housing for seniors, housing for workforce. And I applaud the city's vision there as well. I know that there was a study in 2020 that identified that 14,000 new housing units are going to be needed by 2030. That is really just about 5 years away. And this is one particular important strategy you all are employing to make sure that you're getting that housing development in this corridor. So 13,000 riders take Rochester Transit throughout the 2nd Street corridor every day. And they're students and residents of the Senior Center right behind us, patients and visitors of the Mayo Clinic. And they will all now have a rapid option. But this new service is also creating new city streets and new infrastructure and a new public plaza. And in fact, we learned that right across from St. Mary's Hospital, there's going to be a public plaza for community members, but then for patients and employees who may need a respite and need some time to step away. So this city's population is expected to grow by 15% in the next 15 years. And the expected population increase jumps to 30%. Again, you all know this, but I'm just reiterating the importance and the nexus of that information with the strategies you all are implementing to address this. So the Link's all-electric buses, which are American-made, mean better air quality in our communities. And it means improved physical health for all who are using the system and all who are living around the system. And on the western side, a 13-acre Mayo Clinic parking lot is going to be converted into mixed-use development with electric bus chargers and restrooms for bus riders and transit workers. And I just want to pause a moment on the transit workers piece, because we know that jobs in transit are sustainable and they create sustainable livelihoods. So when we are adding amenities and enhancements in basic facilities for our transit employees, we are encouraging them and supporting them in choosing transit as their career choice. This new lot is going to be converted into 400 new affordable housing units and then a public plaza that's going to support retail. And in addition, the city led a downtown waterfront project supported by state funding and the Destination Medical Center initiatives. And that's going to be a lasting, permanent link. It's a link to a place that people are going to call home. And this project will lead to approximately 750 market rate and affordable housing units on 60 acres. So as I wrap up, I just want to acknowledge that this, again, is a transformational project. It takes many, many years of planning. I come from the advocacy side, working with community stakeholders such as yourselves at the very beginning of these projects as they come to vision. And I applaud you all for sticking with it, because it can take some time, but we're almost close. We're a few short years away from this service opening and serving the community and helping you all meet your goals. So thank you for being a partner with us. Thank you for being public transit champions. And Federal Transit Administration looks forward to coming back and cutting this ribbon in a few years. Thank you.
I'm doing that. I'm sorry. I'm introducing you. Sorry. Apologies, I gave the mayor the wrong instructions. Our next speaker has been serving the people of Rochester and Minnesota for decades. First in education, then as a state legislator, and in 2019, when she became Rochester's first female mayor and recognized as one of Bloomberg's 5 mayors to watch. Now serving in her second term, please join me in welcoming Mayor Kim Norton.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone, and thank you for being here today. This is a very exciting day, a long time in coming. We're especially honored to have the FDA Deputy Administrator, Veronica Vanterpool, who just joined us on this special occasion, and what wonderful remarks. Thank you for those. I want to extend our appreciation not only to you, but to Secretary Buttigieg, the Biden-Harris administration, for your investment in Rochester, Minnesota. I also want to thank Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith for being with us in person here today. And Congressman Finstad's District Director, Aaron Eberhardt, is with us as well, along with a number of our state legislators, Representative Tina Liebling, Representative Andy Smith, Representative Dwayne Quam, and Senator Liz Bolden are here in person. I believe Senator Carla Nelson and Representative Kim Hicks were unable to join us, but we send them our deep appreciation for helping us on this wonderful project. We're also honored to have Minnesota Department of Transportation Commissioner Nancy Daubenberger, who I had the pleasure of serving with on the CTS committee. We welcome her and her staff from MnDOT. Their partnership is just invaluable to us as we've been working on this project, and frankly, all the time. We also want to acknowledge members of the Rochester City Council who are with us, including Council President Brooke Carlson, who talked earlier to this group, City Council members Kelly Ray Kirkpatrick and Mark Bransford, as well as some Olmsted County representatives. If you're here, wave. I'm not sure we have anyone right now. And our Destination Medical Center and Mayo Clinic, 2 of our strong partners in this project. Thank you all for joining us. My work on this project first began when I was a state representative in the Minnesota State House, and I championed the Destination Medical Center legislation, directing $585 million of investment into Rochester over a 20-year period, including providing some local funding for Link Bus Rapid Transit. It has been my goal to advocate for and help set meaningful policy and support initiatives that will be transformational in our community and in our whole state. The Link Bus Rapid Transit is one such initiative, and it is a project that represents a number of firsts for Rochester and Minnesota. This 2.8-mile route will connect thousands of residents, visitors, and employees every single day across our downtown, connecting people to commerce, culture, recreation, entertainment, education, and employment. It is the first bus rapid transit project outside of the Twin Cities metro area, and we hope it can become a model for other cities across Minnesota and, frankly, the country. It is the single largest public infrastructure project in Rochester, and as a result of a unique, first-of-its-kind partnership between Rochester and the Mayo Clinic, and this is important for folks, this will be a fare-free system. That's super exciting. Our community vision states, Rochester is a city that cares, where all people are treated with dignity and respect, where residents, employees, and visitors enjoy a high quality of life, where business and industry thrive, and where the land and environment are renewed and sustained for the benefit of all. It is a welcoming and diverse community, renowned for its reputation as a center of growth and innovation, characterized by its safe and friendly neighbors, committed to health and wellness for its people, of course, connected both physically and socially, dedicated to the sustainable and responsible use of public resources. As your mayor, I am proud to be here today to celebrate this important milestone for the Link BRT project, a project that truly embodies our community vision. And it is now my honor to introduce our two senators, Senator Amy Klobuchar and Senator Tina Smith. Since arriving in the Senate, Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith have earned a reputation as effective, results-driven legislators willing to reach across the aisle to get things done. And I will also say they both always have an open door for me and for our team when we come to visit. And we do that maybe often? Yeah, often. Senators Klobuchar and Smith strongly advocate for building a safe and reliable 21st century transportation network to support our 21st century economy. Please join me in a warm welcome for U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who will then turn it over to her colleague, Senator Smith. Senator Klobuchar.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We love getting a duo introduction, Tina and me. And I love working with Tina, and we're so proud of this project. As you know, when Tina was lieutenant governor and chief of staff to the governor, she also worked on all of these incredible projects going on in Rochester. So it is great to be back. The mayor and I were here just exactly a week ago. I was here talking about your 3-year college program, which is just really a model for the nation. We're really excited about that. And we welcome Veronica Vanderpool. I will note to Veronica that I love that people planning partnership and the alliteration, but you could also say Rochester rocketing into rapid transit with a lot of R's. And you are right, Veronica, that this is a city that believes in data and numbers and getting things right. And I think that's one of the reasons you see this incredible growth in Rochester. Working out challenges, thinking ahead not only for the Mayo Clinic and so many of the employers here, but for the people. Because if you just plan the business expansion, and you don't have the workforce, or you don't have the childcare, or the housing, or the transit, it's not going to work very well, as a lot of communities across the nation have found. So I love the forward-thinking way. And I want to thank Patrick and Doug. They've kind of broke the gender ceiling there at the end, there. As well as Nancy, the incredible leadership of this mayor, who I think sometimes, she has the heart to be the mayor, but she thinks like she's running a business and a city, and you got to think like that to really do these big projects. So I really appreciate that. The incredible workers who will be working on this project and who are in part of our transit in the state. You can't get a better workforce, which is one of the reasons that we have been able to meet the demands of the challenges in front of us right now. So you think about what this is going to do, the game changer from nurses at our Best in the World Mayo Clinic, to teachers at John Marshall High School, to people who work downtown, and so many more. The reason that we work so hard with the administration to secure this major funding, and I do want to also thank the state and the legislators that are here for their help with significant funding as well. But the reason the federal government made this such a priority and has the lion's share of the funding is that we see Rochester as a place where business is booming and people are on the move, literally. It is one of the fastest growing cities in our state. Is it the fastest growing? Yeah, okay, yeah. I might have heard that somewhere else as well, but we're going to go for it here. It is the fastest growing city in our state and one of the fastest growing cities in the country. Since 2010, downtown Rochester's population has increased by more than 28%. And since just August of last year, thanks to the incredible things happening in this city, more than 7,000 jobs have been created here. Now, in some places, people go, oh, I don't know if we want that, a lot of new people. But if you're going to keep with the times and keep growing and not go backwards, you actually do have to add employees, because no great nation has expanded with a shrinking workforce. And Rochester gets that, so I want to commend you for that. When you have more people, you need more transportation. So in addition to building the new 3-mile electric bus line, this project will add 7 stations, transit lanes, and a pedestrian tunnel. After decades of trying to get infrastructure done, as you all know, we would talk a lot about it in Washington, we finally got it done. And that's the bipartisan infrastructure law that we work so hard to pass. It has meant historic investments in transportation, roads, bridges, airports, broadband, upgrading the runways at Rochester International Airport. I did that for you, Mayor. That was one of my most fun projects, when I got to actually push the button and remove some of the cement from the runway. That was kind of cool. I played a major role there. The highway system, and most recently, of course, making Highway 14 safer, modernizing the water reclamation plant in Rochester. One of my favorite projects is that park with the pool with the new slide that we got to go to. I promise when this project's done, I'll go down that slide. So there's just really exciting things happen. What we have to remember, unlike the pool, which is like really cool, people see it like that and they think, okay, this is a good thing. Some projects like this, it takes a while to realize. And that's true leadership from this city, from our state, and from the country. Because the Link Bus Rapid Transit System is going to be popular for generations. Maybe not right now this year, not that it's unpopular, it's popular, but it's going to take time for people to see, oh wow, I can get on a bus every 5 minutes. I don't have to look at a schedule. I can get to work. I can come here and live, even if we only have one car in our family or we don't have a car yet. I can actually get a job and work, and I can get housing. That's what's happening right now in this town. So congratulations on having that incredible foresight. I can't wait to ride the bus. Thank you. And with that, I turn it over to my great colleague who does a lot on transit, and that is the great Senator Tina Smith. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. And congratulations. I'm really excited to join you on celebrating this new bus line, the first major transit line in Minnesota outside of the metro area. And this project is a big deal. At its core, the link will connect people to opportunity, and it will make it easier for people that are living in this community and visiting this community to get to places of worship, to experience the arts and athletics at the Civic Center, to get access to health care and to their homes and jobs and back and forth, to the great restaurants and fun things to do on Broadway, and the great job opportunities downtown. I want to just note that this is an equity issue as well. This is a way for people who don't have a car, for whom transit isn't something that is nice to have, it is something that is necessary to have. This is a way for them to be able to fully participate and be a part of the opportunity in this city. I heard that there are 13,000 people who will live within a 10-minute walk of one of these stops, and that is what opportunity looks like to connect people to this community in a really important way. And, you know, I think that big undertakings like this, they're not about politics. They're about connecting people to good paying jobs, to supporting small local businesses, and to making this community work. So Rochester, you are a fast growing city, maybe the fastest growing city. And there are more and more people coming and going in this community every single day, and that's why this bus line is going to be such a trailblazer, where the buses will run every 5 minutes, where they will be all electric, and where they will be fare-free. When I am back in Washington, I am the chair of the Transit Subcommittee in the Senate, and I think it was about 3 years ago, I brought Nuria Fernandez, who is the Federal Transit Administrator, here to Minnesota for a field hearing so that she could hear directly from you about what Rochester needs when it comes to transit. And Rochester's own Allison Zelms testified to the administrator about why exactly this project was so important to the community. And I've been thinking a lot, I've been having a lot of deja vu moments as I stand here today. It was about 10 years ago when I was lieutenant governor, or about to be lieutenant governor, and we were working on the Destination Medical Center with community leaders and civic leaders, and we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we could have some sort of a circulator or a bus line that would connect people to downtown? I know this is crazy, but what if those buses could be electric? And what if people didn't have to pay to ride on the buses? Well, you all, we're doing it. It's fantastic. And that's because all of your advocacy is paying off. We have $85 million in federal funding combined with incredible state and local support. I'm looking at our legislators here and city council members and mayor and our transportation commissioner in Minnesota, Nancy, who have really brought this all together and made it happen. And I want to just acknowledge the leadership of the Biden-Harris administration. As Amy said, we are finally not just talking about investing in infrastructure, we are getting it done. Now, I know there's a lot more work to do. There's always more work to do when it comes to transportation and transit. We were talking earlier about the importance of continuing to think about how we can connect smaller communities around Rochester into this community, because there are so many people who live outside of Rochester who work here, so there's a lot more work to do. But I am so excited about what we are accomplishing today and what we can continue to accomplish when we work together. And I want to just give a special thanks to Senator Klobuchar, who I know is always thinking about Rochester and what Rochester needs to be a great place to live and to work, and what Rochester needs to be the global center for health and healing that it is today. Projects of this magnitude don't just happen, they happen because people in this community know how to work together and get stuff done. And that is exactly what's happening today. So congratulations, everyone, for this great accomplishment. And now, one of the great leaders in this community from Mayo Clinic, please welcome Doug Holton to the stage.
Thank you, Senators Klobuchar and Smith. It's truly an honor to be here today. My name is Doug Holton, Mayo Clinic's chair of the Department of Facilities and Support Services. We are proud to be a partner with the City of Rochester and Destination Medical Center in bringing this critical transit solution to Rochester. It is exactly this kind of leadership and collaboration that created the environment for Mayo Clinic to advance Bold Forward Unbound in Rochester, a $5 billion investment to set the course for the future of healthcare right here in Rochester, Minnesota. Bold Forward Unbound in Rochester comes at a pivotal and transformative time for the City of Rochester and Mayo Clinic. It will enhance the economic vitality of the region and the state, ensuring Mayo Clinic continues to provide the best care for our patients. We are grateful for the forward-thinking approach of Rochester in taking this to meet the transportation needs of a growing city and the FTA for awarding the funding to bring this project to fruition. We are proud to be part of this team bringing this fare-free transit solution to the community. Thank you all who are here today helping to make this a reality. With that, I'd like to welcome my colleague and friend Patrick Sieb to the podium.
Well, thank you. My name is Patrick Sieb, and I can't help but reflect on a comment that a former senator of Minnesota and former vice president, late Hubert Humphrey, once said, "Everything has been said, but not everybody has said it." So with that, I just want to acknowledge all of you here who have been the hands on deck to move this project along and move to make it a reality. When I think about all of the stories that have been told about the importance of infrastructure and how it's transforming our city, and by the way, I do want to acknowledge Senator Smith, before becoming a U.S. Senator, was chair of the Destination Medical Center Board, and I just want you to know you're in good hands with the handoff to Pam Wheelock, who is the chair of the DMC Board. So as a resume builder, Pam, it could lead to a U.S. Senator opportunity. I simply want to say this. When I go home to my family, extended family at Thanksgiving, they will ask me, "What is it that you do anyway?" And what I say to them is that I am helping to cure cancer. Last week, Mayo completed the first ever paired liver transplant. I don't even know what that is, but it involves two people with good livers and two people who need livers. And somehow through the magic of surgery, they move pieces of parts from one person to another and to another person and to another person. And I feel like I help with paired liver transplant. Because those operating room technicians need a place to live. Those people who clean the OR after the surgery need a way to get to work. Because those surgeons need a place that they can send their kids to school. Because those assistants need a place for entertainment. And the family members who are there with them need a way to experience the city and enjoy the city and find time alone. So I think this is a really important infrastructure project, but it's so we can together do paired liver transplants. Thank you.
What an incredible day, and thank you to all of our speakers for making the time today to be here. You all have busy schedules. We appreciate that you understand Rochester. It certainly resonated in your comments, and so your commitment to this community. You're now Rochesterites, Rochesteronian, whatever, officially. So anyway, I want to thank everybody here for coming.